We've got to talk about Latunchi. Raise your hand if you know who Latunchi is. All right, Latunchi is a name for Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne, the rapper from New Orleans. Everybody knows Lil Wayne. You should know. Everybody should know Lil Wayne. I mean, if you don't know Lil Wayne, I don't know where you've been. But there was a clip of Lil Wayne that came across my desk before the show, and I want to play this clip. This is a clip of Lil Wayne talking with Skip Bayless on ESPN, and I think the name of the show is Undisrupted or something like that, whatever. But Skip Bayless, and I'm gonna set this up, and then this is the last thing we're gonna do tonight. Skip Bayless basically was talking to Lil Wayne about a particular concert that he described, where he came up from underneath the ground, and in that audience, all he saw, the only black person and the only black face he saw was his stylist. And thousands upon thousands of people there, and he looked around, the only black face he saw was his stylist. And Skip Bayless brought this up in the context in the conversation about Colin Kaepernick and his protest against police brutality and Black Lives Matter. This is the context that he was having this conversation with Lil Wayne today. And this is Lil Wayne's response.
What's the message of it? What's the bigger picture of it?
I don't want to be bashed because I don't want to sound like I'm on the wrong if there is a side, but I thought that was clearly a message that there was no such thing as racism. That's what I thought that was. That was a perfect example. When I look out and I come up off the stage, when I'm coming out the bottom of the stage of my show, when I'm on tour, and I'm in my stance or whatever, and I open my eyes and I see everybody. I don't have this type of crowd or that type of. My crowd has always been everybody, thank God. And that's all I can answer for.
So yeah, he knew. Lil Wayne knew. He knew at the beginning. He said he didn't really want to answer. I can't even do his voice. He didn't want to answer because he knew that he was getting ready to say some dumb shit. He was going to say something stupid. And so the example, again, if you go watch the full clip, go back and watch the full clip. The example is that he saw an audience that was only one black person, and that was his stylist. And for him, that meant that there was no more racism.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
This is why it's not always good for people with money to be given a level of credence just because they have that money, right? Success doesn't translate into understanding the nuances of a situation. Number one, there's plenty of reasons that you would see an audience full of white and Asian and Hispanic people and no blacks. And I'm not sure how that correlates in his mind to equaling no racism, right? Because to me, that clearly states that you've gone into a neighborhood that is predominantly white or predominantly non-black. And so that just speaks to the level of segregation that still exists in America. There are cities that you could go into and not see a single black person. And so I'm still just kind of baffled that he would actually think that this is an example of no longer that racism doesn't exist because he saw all these white people and all these non-black people in his audience. But the reality of it is that means that one, you're either in an all-white neighborhood, or two, you're in your ticket prices are so high that black people can't afford them. So there's, if anything, it suggests that there's a deeper problem. Not that racism doesn't exist, but that there's different types of racism that still lingers. I mean, and it's not just that neighborhoods are segregated and, oh, we don't want black people. No, they don't do it like that anymore. We don't want black people living in our neighborhood. No, what they do is that they systematically make sure that black people can't get loans for this particular neighborhood, or structural problems that precludes African Americans from being qualified for the loans. So, I mean, how does seeing an audience, and here's the other thing, your music, white people and non-black people love hip hop. They love it. they eat that shit up. They buy it more than African Americans. You know why? Because a lot of black people can't buy it, so they have to bootleg it. And so the revenue streams are not coming from the hood, which they're rapping about hood experiences. They're rapping about the ghetto. They're rapping about their experience with poverty. They've monetized poverty. They packaged it up, cleaned it up, commodified it, and sold it to the white neighborhoods and the suburbs. And people who are living in gentrified neighborhoods. And so now they're walking down the street in neighborhoods that black people could only dream about affording living in with their Lil Wayne in their head, in their headphones. So this is not an indication that racism is over, Lil Wayne. It's an indication that the problem is deeper than race, but it includes race. It's the reality that black folks can't even afford. So many people in the hood can't afford to buy your music, can't afford to go to your concerts, while you're rapping about their experiences in the hood, while you're trying to live vicariously as though you're still in the hood. You've monetized that poverty and you sold it away to the people who can afford it in the white communities. That's why when you come up from the stage and you get in your stance, that's why you look out on the audience and you see a whole audience of different races, but you only see one black person, and that black person is your stylist. We need a remedial course on social consciousness, man, for artists. And, matter of fact, I'm going to leave you guys alone and I'm going to offer a free remedial. Hell no, it's not going to be free. Y'all motherfuckers are rich. I'm going to charge you $1,000 an hour so that I can help you understand the nuances of the problems that you see. All you see is the face value. All you see is the front cover of it and say, oh, man, can't we all just get along? It's like white people like me. Here's the last thing. Say something that they are uncomfortable with and see how many of them leave you. Not all of them, because some of them are ride or die. Some of them are anti-racist. Some of them probably know the situation better than you, Lil Wayne. Some white people listening to that clip right now are saying, what the hell is wrong with this brother? But there's going to be a percentage of them who are so upset with you because you dare to say something that made them uncomfortable. You disturbed their peace. All of a sudden, they don't get the glamorized and the commodified version of the ghetto. They get the reality of the ghetto through your protest, and they don't want that, right? They want hip hop. They want that crack music, Kanye West. But they don't want what it really means to go through the experiences that you described, that many of you, most of you, matter of fact, almost all of you rappers no longer even live in. And you gonna say that this is a symbol, that this signifies to you that racism is over? No, this should be a signal to you that racism is more than just about your skin color. It's about the color of green and the fact that black folks can't even afford to enjoy the music that you have taken from their neighborhoods and sold off to white neighborhoods.
The Benjamin Dixon Show is only possible with listener support. Go to www.thebenjamindixonshow.com to register for our blog, join the Progressive Army, and support The Benjamin Dixon Show. It's Ben Dixon! If you like this episode, be sure to share, like, and subscribe.
Consider becoming a Patreon. Go to www.patreon.com/The BPD Show and support The Benjamin Dixon Show.